Hello my wonderful subscribers, to my viewers and to everybody watching me around the globe. We will be our cover from Copa by Odeneho TV studio. So when you say I'm not saying some so area my Ghana Massey and I'm a day bro. In Tiana person myself no other GB no come away. Not just seeing quitting some so area my Ghana Massey and Marcia. Before that no, we shall say over subscribe, over like, over comment. Your comment section we so I'll click on the notification button for more news updates MRMF so we so I'll share mommy to various people now ni momo no share more bibi no so hu ne ekoso ewe my Ghana mase enche ho ni kweti marsia medas.
What is the meaning of management?
But the reality, Sammy, you know that the reality is that the EMT is subservient to cabinet.
No, listen.
It is.
Listen. The EMT is a component of cabinet.
Yes, it's a subcomponent.
Now, it is that component of cabinet which is responsible for the management of the economy. That is what I'm trying to say. The EMT is a component of cabinet. And it is that component of cabinet which is responsible for managing the economy. Managing the economy means what? That is why it is called economic management team and not advisory team. Managing the economy means what? They coordinate and implement government's economic policies. And that is why in that cabinet, all the ministers who are in one way or the other responsible for the economy, whether it is trade, whether it is agric, whether it is finance, they are all members of that economic management team. That is it. Assuming without admitting, hold on. Assuming without admitting that the economic management team is even advisory, which is not. But assuming without admitting that it is. So what body is responsible for managing the economy of Ghana? What body?
The finance ministry.
No, the finance minister is a member. He at the EMT is under the vice president.
Yes.
His boss is the vice president.
Yes.
The finance minister is just responsible for the implementation of the fiscal economic policies, the fiscal economic policy of government.
Yes.
The monetary economic policy is dealt with or implemented by the Bank of Ghana.
Yes.
All of them are part of the economic management team. Their chairman is Bawumia.
Yes.
So listen, Doc, hold on, let me go step by step. So this whole claim that EMT is advisory is a barefaced lie.
Why?
Why? Dr. Bawumia,
Yes.
the chairman of the economic management team, on his own website, let's listen to what he says about his role as chairman of the economic management team. And let's see if that role Dr. Bawumia himself talks about is an advisory role. He says, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia is a vice president of the Republic of Ghana. This is Bawumia's own website. He chairs the economic management team, which is broadly responsible for shaping the government's policies and guiding their implementation. So they don't just advise, they shape the policies. They guide the implementation according to Bawumia. He is at the forefront of a broad and inclusive development strategy in Ghana, involving among others the leveraging of digitized government services to transform delivery of public services and digitalizing the economy with an overall objective of building Ghana's digital economy, and so on and so forth. So clearly, if you listen to what Dr. Bawumia himself says about the role of the EMT, he doesn't talk about anything advisory. He talks about implementation. He talks about shaping policies. Look, the primus inter pares in this government is none other than Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
His word is what matters on who has what role, because he's the president and he has ultimate responsibility for everything. And as president, he has delegated certain responsibilities to people. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, times without number, has told us that when it comes to the economy, the man in charge is Bawumia, not Ken Uforiata. You want us to ignore Akufo-Addo's word and listen to who? Richard Ayagba.
No, but
listen. Hold on. Let's go step by step.
The vice president himself is the one who has said that the EMT is advisory.
And I'm saying that he has only said so because he knows that the government of which he is a part of, which he is pretending not to be a part of, he is pretending now to be an opposition leader in his own government. A government is a vice president. He is saying that his role is just advisory because he knows that that government has been an abysmal failure. He knows that that government has destroyed the Ghanaian economy. And so, like Pontius Pilate,
now on comments, comment section, na answer na will come back to comments. No, ebusi for yenti ni to aso niamba.
Is that doing at that platform? Where also he is the mere advisor, who is the implementer? Why was he the one leading all those things? Then the tape you played when we went on break. This President Akufo-Addo, who has the final say on the roles of everybody under him, in his 2018 State of the Nation address to the nation, this is what he said. I am glad to be able to report that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Bawumia, has risen to the challenge. Advisors rose to the challenge.
Okay, just for clarity, let's
has risen to the challenge.
Let's watch,
and the work is beginning to show positive results.
Let's watch exactly what President Akufo-Addo said.
I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Muhammadu Buhari, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results.
That we make sure that...
I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Muhammadu Buhari, has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results.
This is it. Words don't die. This President Akufo-Addo, Bawumia was in attendance. So if he was a mere advisor,
this is an address to Parliament.
Why was the president giving him the credit for so-called positive results in economic performance? He is the one responsible for the economy. The president told us in opposition that he will be the one responsible. But Bawumia himself presented himself as the one who will be responsible in opposition. When they came into office, he held the first press conference aligning their economic achievements. He even adored the economic management team and said what a solid team, not knowing they were all empty barrels. He did that. President Akufo-Addo gave him the credit for so-called positive results, and he was happy. He celebrated it. He was happy with his boss. He, Bawumia himself, takes credit for achievements of this government. Look, what does 1 million, one constituency, one ambulance, what has it got to do with Bawumia? One constituency, one ambulance. He says that the president delegated him to do certain things. So he's taking, then by that same logic, then you cannot take, you cannot approbate and reprobate. In one breath, you can't say, I was not responsible for anything, I was a mere advisor. Or I was only given delegated authority. Then in another breath, all the positive achievements Richard can talk about as achievements of this government, but Bawumia says the funds must come to me. He doesn't even mention Akufo-Addo.
Could it not be that as vice president, the president gave him specific assignments?
Yes.
So for example,
just pilots, like Judas Iscariot, he had decided to betray his master. He had decided to wash his hands of the mess and exculpate himself from liability. So it is not what the man says now that he is about to seek our vote as presidential candidate that matters. It is what he said on his website many months or years before now that matters.